From the WDWL TV multiplex, live from Studio G, we proudly present the pride of the station. Oh, the Two Grumpies, starring the grumpy old man, me, and the grumpy vulture. Take your bow. Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. Oh, you smell normal today. Holy shit, and you fluffed your feathers. Oh, you took a bath. All right, hey, look at that. Nice, soft, fluffy vulture. Oh, yeah, good for you. Oh, no, that doesn't mean you get to stay here. Back in your corner. At least you smell like a bird again. Look at the camera. There you go. Greetings, friends. And, as you see in the title, Grumpy has good news. The station, WDWL TV, and Grumpy tomorrow are getting new internet. Hey, yes. There seems to have been a little confusion. Originally, we were supposed to be on 1 gig speed. I did a speed test today, mainly because I was bored. And the results came up and I was like, something ain't right here. So I did another speed test. We're coming up at 675, 682, 690. I should be coming up at 1,000 megabits, and I wasn't. So, just for grins, I went to another website and did a speed test. There's multiple sites. If you gargle them, that'll give you a speed test. I think the first one was Ookla, Ookla or something like that, Ookla. But I found out that one gives about the truest reading. So then I did an AT&T speed test, and the results were coming up similar. I did a third, I can't remember what site I used. I did 3 different speed tests. So I decided to call my internet provider. And a extremely pleasant girl answered the phone. As a matter of fact, it was a riot. The dead giveaway. She goes through her speech. Thank you for calling. Remember the Alamo. I says, I take it you're in Texas. And she goes, well, what gave it away? I said, yeah, remember the Alamo. I said, in a restaurant, I usually tell the waitress, remember the Alamode. She didn't get it. Needless to say, younger generation. So I says to her, can you check something for me? And she's like, yeah. I says, our station is supposed to be on a 1,000 gig speed, and I'm not coming up with 1,000 gig speed. So she puts me on hold, and she conducts a speed test and checks records, and she says, no, you're not. When did you get 1,000 gig speed? I said, 2.5 years ago. She said, really? Can I put you on hold while I check a few things? I said, be my guest. So she come back on a couple minutes later and she says, there seems to have been a miscommunication somewhere. I says, not on my end. I says, I remember several times saying I wanted the fastest speed that you offered. She says, well, it didn't get done. I said, that's quite obvious by the speed test. So she says, I'm going to check a few things. So a few minutes later, she goes, are you close to your modem and your Wi-Fi unit? I said, yeah. She said, can you describe what they look like? I told her, I said, I got this big square black box with some blue lights, and then I got this tower that looks like a volcano. She, I says, that, doesn't sound good. She goes, you not only don't have 1,000, you got the old equipment. I said, this is the equipment that the station got 2.5 years ago. You never got an email that said, okay this for your free upgrade? I said, if I had gotten an email, anything free, I okay it. She says, well, there's a few problems. I says, what else? Well, you've been overcharged. I said, overcharged? She says, yeah, for 2.5 years. Oh, she goes, let me take that back. For a year and a month, 13 months, you've been paying $5 too much a month. I said, okay. I said, well, what are we going to do about it? She says, well, I'm going to issue you a full credit for 13 months for $5. I said, oh, wonderful. When will this credit take place? She goes, starting with next month's bill. I said, if I figure that right, my next month's bill is going to be free. And she goes, yeah, and a little left over. I said, well, wonderful. I'm very happy to hear that. She goes, I need to put you on hold because I want to check a few things. So far, she's made me real happy, so I said, go be my guest. So she comes back a few minutes later and she says, I just talked with my supervisor. We are going to overnight your new equipment. I said, hey. She said, can you install it? Yeah, it's a matter of unplugging some wires and plugging some wires back in. No big deal. I do it all the time. She says, good, that just saved you $50. Okay, savings is wonderful with Grumpy. She says, for that mistake, I have the discretion to do certain things. I says, okay, what's your discretion? I'm going to credit you that $50 install fee. Whoa! I said, hey, you're making my day. She goes, we here, that is our object, to make a customer smile. She says, as a matter of fact, it's over the doorway to our office. Try daily to make a customer smile. I says, well, as hard as it is for this grumpy old man to smile, you got one on this face. So, we're about to end the call. And she said, I have certain parameters that I can use my discretion. And I feel you were wronged. I said, okay. She goes, on top of the 2 credits that I'm applying to your bill, I will be sending you a $25 Visa gift card as an apology from our company. I said, holy yatchabuck, really? She said, yes. The new owners sat down with everyone in the company and said, our object now is on customer service, and we want customers to hang up their phones with a smile. I says, well, I'll tell you what, mine's ear to ear right about now. I found out that this company is no longer part of a certain huge organization. And the new CEO is really bullish on customer service. And he preaches it constantly. A satisfied customer will draw us new customers because word of mouth is our best advertisement. I've been saying that for years. I said word of mouth can make or break an organization. And, you know, in today's world of social media, you don't want somebody bitching on social media about your company because, you know, back in the old days it was just in the neighborhood. Today it goes worldwide. I couldn't believe it. So, I'm not only getting that 13 months of $5, a month credit I was overcharged, I'm getting another $50 and a gift card. Holy shit. Not to mention, since I didn't get my upgraded equipment a year ago, she's overnighting it. I was like, unbelievable. Now, I would give the name, but I could get in trouble. But they are a very large internet provider. And I'll tell you what, even before today's phone call, I have always commented about how good their customer service really is. Now it's 100% better. Not to mention, when I was with a 3-letter company, they had the lousiest response to a repair request I ever was, known to man. They're if I called and I says, hey, and this would be like 8 o'clock in the morning, I would call and say, I'm having an internet problem, or my internet is down, or, I got a problem with my equipment. Maybe by 7 o'clock in the evening, someone would show up. And then 9 times out of 10, he would not have the item I needed on his truck, which meant he would have to come back tomorrow. Their service sucked. Not to mention their rates. Holy shit. I couldn't believe the difference between my old company and my new company when it came to rates. When they quoted me the rate when I did the original sign up, I was like, there's not going to be any surprises on my bill down the line, are there? And they were like, well, no, why? I said, 9 times out of 10, the rate you're quoted on the phone is not what your bill is the next month. And I was told, hey, this is the rate. I'll put it in writing. Then another thing, they offer to put everything in writing. Where with that 3-letter company, I would ask, and they were like, well, that's not our company policy. Well, station WDWL TV has a policy of getting everything in writing. And I want it in writing. Because if I get like a surprise next month, I've got something to refer to. She no sooner quoted me my adjusted rate, I had an email popping up on the screen. As a matter of fact, she told me, I'll be sending you an email. I was like, I think it's here already. She goes, hey, wow, that was fast. Everything we talked about was backed up in an email without me asking. That, to me, means more than the credits that I received. Now, believe me, not having a bill for a couple of months means a lot too. But when you put something in writing without me having to ask, that's the way you're supposed to do business. And, matter of fact, my neighbor next door, she was like, I've been having a lot of internet problems lately. I asked her, I said, well, who are you with? She told me, and I was like, really? That's supposed to be the best according to the commercials. She says, well, I don't know what the best is supposed to be, but mine sucks. So I says, why don't you call my company? Well, not my company, my provider. So she asked for the number. About an hour later, she called. She sent me a text message. I'm now with your company. And wow, did I get a deal. I was like, told ya. And she's already impressed with their customer service, and she just signed up. When I get my equipment tomorrow, I've got to call just to verify all the, make sure I got the right modem, I got the right Wi-Fi unit. And I'm going to ask if I can put their name out on my stream, because I really feel they deserve to be known, because a lot of people don't realize how big they are and how great, and their repair service. If they have a major outage, they immediately send you a text message and say, hey, we've got a crew working on it. Your service should be restored by like 6 p.m. %99 of the time, the service is restored well before that target. And they immediately respond to a problem. I was having, my modem was going in and out for some unknown reason. This was about a year back. And I called, and it was about 9 o'clock in the morning. And I said, my modem keeps going in and out, causing my internet to buffer. And the girl took all the information down. She says, we will have someone out between 11 and 12:30. I was like, works for me. Now, mind you, this was 9 o'clock in the morning when I called. About 9:45, my doorbell rings. I was like, I go to the door, the guy's waving his ID badge. I was like, holy shit, you got here fast. He says, well, that's, we like to handle problems as fast as we can handle them. I finished up early on the other call. I could have taken a break. I was like, really? Yeah, we are permitted, if we finish a call early, we can take a 10, 15, 20-minute break because we'll still be within schedule to get to the next call. He says, I prefer to knock out my service calls and please customers as fast as possible. I was impressed. He came in with his tablet, not like the phone company years ago, tool belt, and all the. He says, you have a problem with your modem. I was like, yeah, I already knew that. It has to be replaced. I was like, oh. He goes, I got one in the truck. I'll be right back. He comes in, he unboxes it, and he goes, uh-oh. I says, I don't like that uh-oh. He goes, oh, no, it's a good uh-oh. This is the upgraded modem. Upgraded? Oh, yeah. This modem will be a little quicker than the other one. Okay, hook it up. He hooks everything up. We test the internet. Everything's fine. Anytime I've had a problem, which has been few and far between, they are Johnny on the spot. If you call, they're here usually within an hour, hour and a half at the latest. With that 3-letter company, I would call at 9 in the morning and maybe by 6 or 7 in the evening somebody'd show up. Then they wouldn't have all the shit they needed on the truck because they used it all up on previous service calls. So I am extremely happy, not to mention, I will tomorrow at broadcast time have my 1,000 gig internet service. Yahoo! The only thing that pisses me off is learning a new password. Yeah, I get a new username and password. I said, it took me long enough to memorize the last one. Well, sorry. When you get a new modem, you get a new username and password. Although I had the stupidest password on earth. See, you don't get to choose. It's on the modem. My password was Hotel Year 960. Hotel Year 960. Whoever thought that one up must have been tipping a few. Yeah. Now, you can change it. But it's a real hassle to change the passcode. So, whatever my username and password is, I'll have to memorize all over again. And I told the girl today, I said, it's not that easy for this old man to memorize shit anymore. But in order to get my 1,000 megabyte Yahoo, I'll gladly memorize a new username and password. As a matter of fact, the way it's rated at 1,000. But it's more, not much more. It'll be, she told me when I run a speed test, it'll be like 1100, maybe 1150. There's that buffer because she said sometimes maybe it'll be like 960. Well, I won't mind 960. But believe me, when I looked at that speed test today, I was like, matter of fact, she told me, she says, your websites will load like lightning. I says, I hope so. So, the station and Grumpy is looking forward to the new internet tomorrow. Then she was telling me, by the end of this year, they will be offering a 2,000 megabit per second internet service. I was like, that would load like before you finish typing in what you want to load. She's like, yeah, we're working real hard to be the number one. I says, well, you're number one with me. So it was a very interesting day. It didn't start out so well, especially when I did that speed test. I'm like, so I will have a download speed of 1,000 megs and an upload speed of a minimum of 40. I was cranking out about 25. So this is going to be interesting. I can't wait. I might even kiss the UPS man tomorrow. No, I don't think I'll go that far. But I will be extremely happy to see him tomorrow. Usually, shipping is 5 to 7 days. She said she was authorized to pay for overnight because she felt I had been wronged. I was like, that is customer service. Although, like she said, the new CEO preaches to them. When you hang up the phone, you make sure that customer on the other end of the line is smiling. Well, I'll tell you what. You needed an angle grinder to wipe the smile off my face when I got off the phone. Holy yachafuck. Of course, what made me even happier was not having to pay an internet bill for at least 2 months. We'll see if I can stretch it to 3. I already know next month is definitely covered. We'll see how much the month after that is. Plus, I'll have a $25 gift card. Yahoo! I buy a tank of gas maybe. Or buy a lunch. Or 2 lunches. Or 3 lunches. Or 4 lunches. You got to remember, I'm cheap. You think I'm ordering filet mignon for lunch? I don't think so. But yeah, it is amazing. And like she told me, under the old company, if they would have found that error and it wasn't brought to their attention by me, the consumer, they were told not to say a thing. that company that owned them were real bastards. Taking your money and not giving you 100% service. So she went back. Matter of fact, she went back to the original date of my contract. And I do not remember making any changes to my service. So why I got bumped from my what they call the 1,000 megabyte to what they call ultra, which was 700. I never lowered anything. I ordered the fastest speed that they had from day one. And I had it, and somewhere along the line 13 months ago, somebody changed it. And it wasn't us. There was no need to go backwards. That was almost as bad as when we set the station up 2.5 years ago. I had that 3-letter company. Now, we moved 8 properties. That's all we moved. Not 8 miles. Whoop. Grumpy, you're getting ashes all over yourself. We moved 8 properties. Bing, 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 bing. I could not get my 1,000 speed here. Because the fiber optic network, they ran out of money. They couldn't wire the rest of the neighborhood. So I was like, oh, okay. I said, what am I getting? She said 50. I said, excuse me? I'm going to go from 1,000 to 50? She said, well, yeah, unfortunately. I said, never mind. I will find somebody else. Well, it just so happened the company I'm with had a repair truck 2 properties up. So I walked up and I waited until the guy come out to his truck. And I said, can you give me the phone number for your customer service? He pulls out a card. Here you go, sir. So I come in and I called. And I says, I'm going to be a new customer. Maybe. Can I get 1,000 megabyte? Oh, yes. I said, are you sure? Oh, definitely. I said, my 3-letter company couldn't give it to me here. Well, the neighborhood is set up for it, sir. If that's what you want. It's, oh, that's what I want. Up until 13 months ago. The girl I talked to today couldn't figure out why that change was made. Although that was under the old owners. I have some sneaking suspicion that there might have been some insider email that said, hey, if you can back things down a little bit as far as customer speed, and if they don't notice it, we'll be good. I never noticed it. As a matter of fact, I don't know why I did a speed test today. I really don't. I wasn't having any internet problem. I haven't been having an internet problem. I was sitting here going, gee, I haven't done a speed test in ages. Well, good thing I did. And a nice thing is, they give you a third party website for a speed test. It'll be built into my new internet tomorrow. Now I can use the one that I'm using, but she says with their third party service, there will be a monthly reminder that will pop up. And she says it'll basically just say, have you done a speed test lately? Well, not for a month. And I will be doing regular speed tests. And I will be reporting as to what my real true speeds are. Because there's multiple locations in the speed test that I was using today that I can ping certain towers and it'll give me a reading. So I am very happy. And I'll be even happier tomorrow when the UPS man rings the bell. Hello, Mr. Grumpy, I have a package for you. I'll say, yes, you do. It's my new modem and my new Wi-Fi. As a matter of fact, she told me the new one looks kind of like a wave. I said, like a wave? She goes, yeah, you know, like when you're watching surfers and wave. I don't care if it's a square box. As long as I have Wi-Fi, works for me. It's not like it's setting out in the open, you know, like in the lobby for customers to see as soon as they come into the station. Oh, look, they have that new Wave Wi-Fi unit. I don't care what it looks like. It's not being displayed anywhere. Nobody's going to see it except me. Yeah, it looks like a wave. Yeah, she emphasized that. Oh, our new Wi-Fi unit looks like a wave. Well, it could look like an upside-down tornado. I don't care. Yeah, looks like a wave. As long as it produces Wi-Fi, works for me. Although she did tell me, I will notice on my streaming programs. Now, I'm not really having a problem, but she says they will load faster, like lightning. As long as it's not a lightning bolt, works for me. Yeah, she kept using that term. Oh, it's going to load like lightning. Okay. I think she had this lightning fetish, you know. Everything was like lightning. Although I loved when she answered the phone, you know. Thank you for calling, you know, my name is so-and-so. Remember the Alamo. As if it was something that just happened a week ago, you know. We learned about it when I was like in grade school. The Alamo's been around for a long time. And I don't really see much need for me to remember the Alamo. But she wanted everybody to remember the Alamo. Whoop. Easy, Grumpy. I kind of get the impression that maybe their office is close to the Alamo. Or maybe it's the way Texans are. She made it. Oh, she had that Texas accent too. I even mentioned to her, I said, oh, well, yeah, you got that kind of Texas drawl. She goes, really? I said, yeah. You don't sound like me. And then she goes, well, yeah, I don't have a male voice. Ha ha. So, I don't care what kind of accent she had. She put a smile on Grumpy's face that was from ear to ear. Believe me. And had I not done that speed test, I probably would have never noticed, because my bill says 1 gig service. Or 1 meg, pardon me. It's megabytes, not gigabytes. And like I say, after I got off the phone with her, besides trying to get the smile off my face, I sat there thinking, why did you do a speed test? It just popped into my head like, gee, Grumpy, you haven't done a speed test in a while. So I did. And I realized I've been paying more and getting less. I guess that was the old company's motto. Pay more, get less. So she corrected the error, gave me an additional credit, and gave me a gift card. That is true. Over and above customer service. They run a company the way it should be run. Make every customer smile. That's a pretty good motto for a CEO to preach to his staff. And he said, because, God, we were on the phone for about an hour. Just get the business out of the way and chit-chat. She said he stresses it. Do not hang up until you have made that customer smile. And she says they have given them a ton of personal discretion without going overboard to satisfy and make a customer happy. That is unheard of in today's corporate world. You see the shit that I went through with goddamn Square Trade. I was blown away. That is a hell of a motto to operate under. Make every customer smile. Whoever this CEO is, he was raised right. That was preached to him like with me when I had my first job. The customer's always right, no matter how wrong they are. I mean, we didn't make them smile. And for him to preach it daily, because she says he'll pop in and give everybody a little pep talk during the day. Make every customer smile. He's put it above all the doors to the offices. Make every customer smile. I was smiling. Hell yes, I was smiling. I'm going to have to look up and see who this guy is. But he's doing a hell of a job. and she was telling me about some of the upcoming deals that they're going to have on streaming TV, like Hulu and Show My Time and Netflix and all of them, Peacock. I'm not interested in all that. That's additional spending, and Grumpy is cheap. But yeah, basically, if I was into watching movies all the time, and I would definitely take them up on some of the deals that they had with Disney and all of the big names. But I'm not. Every now and then I watch a movie. Matter of fact, I watched one last night. I'd never heard of it before. It was called Heat. I saw the title Heat. I was thinking maybe it was some movie that took place in the desert somewhere. Heat. Oh. It was a goddamn good movie. Oh my God. An action thriller. Had a little bit of blood, guts, and gore in it. But it was one of these movies that literally woke me up. With my insomnia, I go in and out. So I woke up like 3:30. Clicking, and I see this movie, Heat. And it had all the big names, De Niro and, all the big guys. So I start to watch it, and I was dozing off, and all of a sudden there was gunfire, and I was like, whoa. And then after that, holy shit, you talk about constant action. I mean, there were no dead spots in that movie. Sometimes they throw in a dead spot for a filler between scenes. Oh, no. This was a goddamn good movie. Heat. Check it out. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I don't know when it was in theaters. But talk about an action thriller that really kept you on the edge of your seat. This was it. And boy, you talk about a few plot twists. I was laying there going, he'll end up getting picked off halfway through the movie. And the interesting thing was he picked off the guy that I didn't think was ever going to get picked off in the movie. Holy shit. When you've got somebody that, is a big star, and of course he was playing one of the bad guys, but never in my wildest imagination would I figure he was going to get the bullet. But he did. Unbelievable. Watch that one. Along with Blackfish. That was a documentary about SeaWorld and the orcas. But this one, Heat. Whoa. I'm going to watch it again from start to finish because I dozed off a couple of times. But this is a movie I highly recommend. And I'm not a movie critic. But it'll keep you really on the edge of your seat because of the plot twist. Matter of fact, a few guys got it towards the middle of the movie, I was like, holy shit. Not him. Yeah. Good movie. Got some big stars in it. If I could remember their names, I can see their goddamn faces. John Voight was one. De Niro for two. Can't remember. Fucking old timers disease. But damn good movie. There was another one I watched a couple of weeks ago. No Time for Old Men or something like that. The title was weird. I'm like, another good one. I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure it was No Time for Old Men. And it was another thriller that kept you going. Because some of the shit that went on, you were like, I didn't see that coming. See, my TV has a mind of its own. When I fall asleep, for some reason it goes to the movies. I watch a lot of interrogations. I like watching that stuff. And it's really strange. I'll be watching an interrogation. I'll fall asleep. And I'll wake up watching a movie. I'm like, where did that come from? I don't know how it goes from my goddamn police interrogations into movies. I'm not on the movie channel. And believe me, I make sure I put the remote on the nightstand. Because there have been some times I've fallen asleep and woke up with, the hell am I watching? Only to find out I leaned on the remote. So how it got to this movie, I don't know, but boy, I'm glad it did. Worth watching. And the thing that surprised me, the movie that came on after that was one of my favorites. Airplane. Of all movies. That thing is, it's so old it's growing a beard. Yeah, it's that upcoming feature, Airplane. Had I not wanted to fall asleep, I would have watched it again. Because I love that movie. Especially with Leslie Nielsen. And oh shit. Lloyd Bridges. He plays a hell of a part in that movie. My three favorites. Airplane, Blazing Saddles, and Young Dr. Frankenstein. Oh, I love it. Oh, Blazing Saddles. I've watched that movie probably 300 times. I still laugh at that movie because Mel Brooks has got, you talk about an oddball sense of humor. Just, I could watch it right now and laugh my ass off. Like, I'm sure you've all seen it. Like when they're beating up the old lady, and she's like, oh, the humanities, and the cowboys are punching the shit out of her. And then the campfire scene, which everybody detests. I've heard more people go, oh, geez, did he have to do that? What were the cowboys eating? A big plate of beans. What happens when you eat beans? They happen to produce a lot of gas in your intestinal tract. Where does the gas go? We all know where it exits. But I've heard more people say, oh, did he have to put that in the movie? Well, no. But it was fucking hilarious. All the cowboys sitting around the campfire. That's like, oh, what the hell's the name of that movie? I think 1 million BC. Now, there's two versions. There's the straight version, I'll call it, and then the comedy version. And Ringo Starr is in the comedy version. And there's one point in the movie, he jumps off a log or something or a rock, and he lands in what looks like a mud puddle. Well, it's not a mud puddle. It's dinosaur shit. And it's caveman, you know. And one caveman mumbles something, and another caveman mumbles something, and Ringo goes, no, it's neither. It's shit. But the whole movie is like that. I can't remember all the stars, but 1 million BC, but it's the comedy version. And that was not one that Mel Brooks did. Another one of Mel Brooks' movies that I love is The History of the World, Part 1. I don't know why he didn't do Part 2. Part 1 is hilarious. Especially in Rome, and the guys are in line like, it's like an unemployment office. And they're collecting their, their weekly stipend. And B. Arthur is the clerk at the window. And Mel Brooks comes up, and I can't remember what term he used, a philosopher. She asks him, what his job is. He says, philosopher. And B. Arthur goes, oh, a bullshit artist. Oh my God, I almost pissed myself. But the whole movie is just utterly hilarious. I love to watch the old movies. I really do. Especially anything Mel Brooks. Now, he made the producers, and that basically put him on the Hollywood scene as a comedy writer and director. I wasn't that impressed with it. I don't know, maybe I missed a cue somewhere in the movie, but anything after that. As a matter of fact, I heard he is working on a sequel. I want to say Spaceballs. I'm not positive, don't quote me. But I read recently he is actually, God, he's like 98 years old or 99 years old. I mean, still getting around like a 60-year-old. But he's working on a sequel to, I think, Spaceballs. I really do. I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I hope they produce it. And I hope it's filmed and everything's complete and he's still around because he's a comedy genius. He really is. Boy, we really get off track, don't we? Well, we started on a high note. Grumpy's got new internet coming. By this time tomorrow, I'll be cranking at 100 megs or better. It ain't going to do anything to improve me. Maybe it'll improve my stream. But yeah, that one phone call and a customer service agent that went above and beyond. She didn't have to pull all those records. She kept apologizing. I was like, hey, if you're saving me money, take all the time in the world. And then, to use her discretion to issue certain credits, and then an apology with a gift card. I was happy with the credits. But she said, it's my discretion. The company wronged you. How many employees are going to say something like that? In today's corporate world, how many employees are going to come out and say, well, we wronged you, we were overcharging you, you know, it's only $5 a month, but it's $5 a month. That's another thing I really credit that CEO with. If you find a mistake, fix it and make the customer smile. I talked to my neighbor when she said, hey, I'm signed up with them. And I told her about my phone call. And she was amazed. She even said, in today's corporate world, an employee has the nerve to come out and say, we wronged you. In today's corporate world, you get fired for shit like that. Look at all the whistleblowers that lost their jobs. The new CEO encourages that. If you find something wrong, fix it. Now, the average customer service rep is not going to go back a year, 2 years, and look at your bills and go, she did. She went all the way back to day one. And every time she put me on hold, she apologized. I said, sweetheart, I got all the time in the world. Put me on hold as many times as you want. Talk to whatever supervisors you have to. I don't care. Of course, she was making me smile. But to come out and literally say the company wronged you. And these calls are all recorded. And she come right out and said it. Of course, the CEO and everybody her supervisor backed her right up, said, hey, you found an error. Straighten it out. Make the customer smile. Because I heard the CEO or the supervisor in the background literally said, you found the error. Make that customer smile. And she said she looks forward to coming to work every day to see how many customers in her 8-hour shift she can make smile. Unbelievable in today's corporate world. And I'm going to call, once my equipment's here, and ask if I can mention the company name, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But it's a big internet provider. You already probably know who I'm talking about. And it's not that three-letter company. Oh, you talk about a company that reached in my wallet. Their charges were outrageous. Of course, I was too stupid to realize it. The big thing was with my cell phone bill. And I was on month to month. And I happened to see a commercial for Consumer Cellular. And they said, unlimited talk and text, $25 a month. I was like, oh, there's a catch here somewhere. So I called them. And the girl said, no catch. Now, you are limited on your data. I don't use data. I can't remember but she goes, talk, text, long distance, unlimited, $25 a month. I said, okay, I'll bite. Sign me up. And my bill has been, it's like $27.50 with tax and fees, but every month for 2.5 years. So there's another one I recommend. If you're with any of the big companies, look at your bill and then consider Consumer Cellular. Unlimited talk and text, $25 a month. That's unheard of. The other day, I can't remember what cell service, each line $50 a month. That ain't no deal. Oh, they're bragging. Yeah, unlimited talk and text, long distance, $50 a line. I'm getting mine for $25. Now, a friend of mine has got that Mint. That's another discount cell provider. I'm not going to switch. I'm extremely happy with Consumer. I've been with them 2.5 years. No ups. I know what my bill is every single month. And they said for 2025, no rate increase. Works for me. And like I told you, if I find something that is worth my endorsement, I'm going to pass it on. And they're not giving me no deal. You don't see sponsored by Consumer Cellular and Grumpy's. No. But they're true to their word. When they say $25 a month, it's $25 a month. Now, I don't make that many phone calls. I do send quite a few text messages. From day one, the bill has been the same. So, if you're looking to switch cell providers, check into them. It's worth a look-see. Now, I know on some phones there's a problem. I don't know if they have a problem with the iPhones or not. Some companies won't unlock a phone in order to do a service transfer. And then, you're forced into another phone. I've never had that problem. You can bring your own phone, bring your old number. You don't have to change numbers. I kept the same number that I had with the 3-letter company. Mainly because, it's a bitch if you have to change phone numbers. Jesus. If I had to switch a number and go through my contact list one by one, it's a headache changing a number today. But it's worth checking out. And same thing with your internet service. Take a good look at it. See what you're paying. Bills have a tendency to sneaky, they're sneaky when they go up. They put $1 here every month and then $2. And yeah. I think we're going to sign off. And there goes that. Oh, no. Oh, my God, this tablet has a mind of its own. Jesus. Oh. Give me a break. I don't know why it does that. But we're going to sign off to our outro. Where's my clicker? Lost my clicker. Where's my clicker? Lost the clicker. Move the microphone. Get with it, Grumpy. You're acting like it's your first day. And with that, friends, Grumpy and the bird bid you a good evening and hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. And we will be back tomorrow, same station, maybe around the same time, with faster internet. Yahoo! And with that, I bid you a good evening. See ya!